What did you think?
Yeah, certainly. It's very, very plain.
Because the last
All right. So.
Andreas, so you know what I just said to you when we came in, this is a total shock?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, there was that Chinese Zoom last week on Friday and I couldn't talk because I was sat on the floor having an anxiety attack, but I was typing to you. Well, I was typing to everyone, but whatever. There was just such an enormous opening energetically in the body that everything is love, and what's amazing, you've said this and Tony said this, there are no enemies, and that shocked me when I heard it a while back, but it was just such an opening that there was just no threat, everything was complete love, and I was crying and crying and crying like a release, and then suddenly the body just collapsed and was just shaking uncontrollably, and it was like a traumatic fight. It was like fighting it.
Alright, maybe it's a fight, maybe it was also the end of a trauma.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, trauma isn't shaking. Shaking is the end of it.
My body was just collapsed and it was just my whole body was just trembling. I don't know. It felt like it was something was fighting it, like not everything being love kind of thing. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just a huge shock, this, isn't it?
It can be.
Okay,
yeah.
it can be.
Yeah.
What did you say? There are no enemies.
Well, I'd heard Tony and Andreas say a while back, there are no enemies, and that hit me like, that's bollocks. There's always something that's the enemy, whether it's a person or whatever. Like, I couldn't get it, but it hit me somehow. And then, I don't know, recently when I'm on Zoom meetings, I'm just crying and crying and crying because it's just such an opening or whatever that everything is love and there's no threat. It is what it feels like, but then, yeah. Then I collapsed shortly after. For several hours. It's almost like it's too intense for the body to handle it. Do you know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah, well, that's impressional, that's how it feels then. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah.
Do you think it's because the body's so used to being in a contracted, guarded state?
Maybe.
As a me, let's say.
One could see
the
it
openness is just like hurt, painful, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. That's definitely painful when stuff like that opens up. It can be energetically feel like burning almost.
And almost like I'm going to become too vulnerable if I don't stay on guard.
Yeah,
again.
but I think it's not really thought through. It's just, yeah, it's kind of adjusting maybe. Apparently. Yeah.
For me, it's like both. It's unbelievable and also unacceptable to even think that it's just this.
Yeah, it can't go there. That's the thing. It can't go there. It can't be accepted, of course. There is no acceptance. Acceptance is a drain.
And it's just this, isn't it?
That's just what happens. And there's no, acceptance. So another thing that the me would set up as a condition and then fail. But I have to accept it. It can't be accepted. So it stays trying to accept it, for example. So, sitting in a room in Totnes for no reason is unacceptable.
Ludicrous.
Well, it's like what you said yesterday about this is the best.
Did I say that?
Yeah, and you said it in your book and you said it in your book as well, your first book. I stopped reading after that chapter. But you said it yesterday, you said yesterday this is the best.
Well, it's always the best.
There's nothing to...
Yeah. What happens is incomparably itself.
And what I'm comparing it to and then saying not this is some idea of...
If you want so, yeah.
Another
Idea or another experience. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right.
It's the best because there's nothing there judging.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a story if it's the best, so take it back actually. But it was in the first book. I also grew older since then. Yes, it's whole and complete. In that sense, that's the best. It won't get better. Yeah, exactly. By it being whole and complete. Sorry.
I remember the first time I sat in this room, it was last May with Jim. And the carpet looks like it's been sorted since then, but there was a patch in the carpet and it was like brown and dirty. And there was a woman sitting on this side of the room, and she had just, before she came here, like the week before she'd had her first glimpse, she said she was driving and she described what it was like, and Jim said, that sounds like what this is. And she said, so for you it must just be stunning being out in nature. And he goes, it is, but have you seen the carpet? And I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's disgusting. Well, it looks fine now, but it's just that simple, isn't it? Sorry.
Yes. Oh yeah, yes. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah. Exactly.
Must be why words are so difficult to use with this message, because as soon as you say words like best, it implies there's a worst.
Yeah. Well, for the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, there's no enemies, even the me is not an enemy, even the me is the beloved. I'm not quoting you now, that's only. But to be able to speak without words that immediately set up an opposite. Well, you manage it, so congratulations.
Thank you. Well, kind of, because I mean, it's impossible actually, because in the end, the me can imagine an opposite to everything.
Even the beloved.
So to speak. Because it comes, I mean, when you say all is the beloved, the me still would have, yeah, but not for me. But yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I do my best. Why are you laughing?
Did you say traumas are not related to me? Or me is not traumatized? Or what?
Kind of, yeah. It's a
body sense.
It's a body.
How
It's
does the body
belongs to, yeah.
It's a somatic.
But then it's owned, of course. When there is the illusion of me,
Right.
there's the illusion that it's owned.
So the trauma's there and the me claims it, yeah?
So to speak, one could say so.
Right.
That's very simplified.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say so. And it tries to control it.
You're talking about physical trauma or
Well, yeah, biological trauma. Yeah.
not psychological?
Well, I don't believe really in psychological trauma.
It's all physical, isn't it?
I think it's very
It's semantics.
psychology is a
Cellular.
dream. Yeah, probably more cellular. Yeah, psychology is an illusion, but the body reacts. Doesn't need really psychology for that. It doesn't really need psychology for that the body reacts or responds. So in that sense, I would say it's rather cellular.
So animals can be traumatized.
Exactly.
And one of the ways animals, their nervous systems release is to shake.
They just
So it's
you know.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
So to me, shaking is a really healthy thing to do. I don't mean to me. Here. Shaking seems not a really healthy thing to
Keep on.
Like shivering warms one up.
do. Yeah.
Well, if it happens,
You have a shock.
don't have to do it. We are all in the same boat. We all have to bear life. Life is hard, but we can make it if we just all that stuff.
Yeah. And that's the thing, every time when I come to you, and I know you thought it was a joke at first when I'm saying, can you see my progress? What I want you to do is celebrate how well things are going so I know I'm on the right track. And when you don't join in with that celebration, it's kind of difficult because you go, oh, well, what progress, or, you know, whatever. But or you joke and you go, oh, yeah, it's loads of progress, and I know you're just messing about. But it's painful to not be told you're on the right track.
Oh yeah. No one's on the right track, by the way. Does this cause pain? Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the highest confirmation the me can get. I'm at the right place. I'm doing the right thing. I'm on the right track.
And they want to have it confirmed by an authority who knows, and then I look at you as an authority who knows
Yeah.
what the right track must be,
Yeah.
because you're further ahead, or what. You
And
know.
all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
You're doomed to disappointment.
Yeah, this is all there is. It's not leading anywhere. There is no one. There is no goal. That's just what happens, apparently.
And I know I shouldn't need to ask this, but can you just confirm for me that you're not an authority?
I'm not an authority. There is no one. I can't be an authority. Of course, no idea. Can talk to the wall. Won't get more out of me than out of the wall. Or anyone, of
It's
course.
too honest. Like the response, it's just too honest, isn't it?
Andreas, do glimpses have anything to do with liberation?
No. No. No, they too just are what seems to be happening, but they're not part of a path or, no. They don't lead anywhere. They just are exactly what they are.
Yeah, I tend to put a value on them, like as if, you know, you can just collect glimpses or something.
Collect glimpses and
Until
that they are a
it's-
path, or that as if they are piling up somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Up, yeah.
More glimpses. I've seen more now.
Yeah.
I had another glimpse. So I'm slowly progressing towards the total collapse of me and stuff. No. There can be glimpsing forever, so to speak.
Really annoying.
No, it's holiness. Okay, apparently annoying.
Andreas, I know this is coming out of desperation, but was there one thing Tony said to you that really helped? More than all the other stuff.
Yes, but he said, Andreas, this is only for you. So, I don't tell this anyone.
I'll ask him.
He told me I love you so much.
I asked Jim that in Chicago on the break. I said, "Were you and Andreas Tony's favourites?" He just walked off.
Great shoes.
Andreas, why do glimpses end?
Oh, I have no idea, really.
I mean, is a glimpse, is it just defined by the fact that you just come back, or is it?
One could say so. I mean,
Or is there a sense of me still somehow within it that keeps
in a way,
the
there is.
story, keeps it part of the story somehow? Or
In a way, there's no real answer to that because
it's a
there's
strange
no.
thing.
Yeah, it's a strange thing. And in a way, I mean, the thing is that liberation also isn't really a glimpse without an end, kind of. So a glimpse is kind of an own thing, so to speak. And yes, one could say one characteristic is that it ends.
Yeah.
But it can't be said that,
That
it
assumes then it's in a story if it has a beginning and an end, doesn't it?
Exactly, and you can't, and it's not really, there is not really an answer to it. There's still a me there which comes back or sustains itself, or could have just drop and come back. There's no real answer to that. I mean, in that sense, the glimpses also just seem to happen. There isn't something like a real glimpse anyway. No, it's all of it. But yeah, in one way or the other, it's still within a story.
Feels so hopeful, doesn't it?
Totally, of course. I mean, it has many aspects, kind of. It can shake up the whole energy system. It can give hope. For some people, it's desperate. Exactly. For some people, the intense seeking starts after having a glimpse. For some, it's rather a confirmation and a relaxation that comes with a glimpse. So that's what I mean. There isn't a real characteristic how a glimpse is, and there is no predictable outcome of a glimpse. it's not part of a path really.
And of course it's meaningless.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm. On the other hand, it is what it is, and for most people it's just quite clear in a way, when there was a glimpse, that it was just very different from all the experiences that they had before. Very intuitively clear, not as a concept, not coming from a concept, but more like, oh wow, whoa. There was this, I mean, I meet people, they have one glimpse 30 or 40 years ago, but they can remember that, because this was different compared to
Life, yeah.
to the 20 years before and the 30 years since then. But there was this, whoa. So
Like a pause, like a...
exactly where there was just no one there and there was no seeking. No matter how the glimpse then was, that's or the situation or 2 seconds or 5 days or in a stress situation or not, or in a, but there just really wasn't anyone there, and there really was no seeking. And that's just what seems to be happening, or possible to happen. Yeah.
I think my glimpses got slightly ruined because I can't really remember them as real anymore. But the last ones, there was no reality. And I was like, oh shit, what do I do with that? There was a shopping centre. It was completely different before. Like you say, a shopping centre, normal down market shopping centre. And then it wasn't a shopping centre at all. There was no reality, as if the story is normally like a verbal thing, but the story is actually that there is a reality that's a certain way, and it just stopped.
Yeah.
And then sort of back to normal again. Like, oh shit, that's what he's talking about. It sounds like I don't know if I want that or not.
Of course. Oh, yeah.
Because
That's also in that.
you can't do anything with that. I mean,
Exactly. I mean, that's the other thing, of course, glimpses can't be used. So when you said it's now a fading memory or something, of course, because there's nothing that can hold it and so. But energetically, it had this shock, so to speak, this, oh, whoa.
Yeah, in a way they don't seem to have an effect always, but underneath it's as if they shake something
That's
in
the
the
thing.
subconscious that doesn't quite know.
That's the thing, they don't change something for the me,
Yeah.
but energetically there seems to be a shaking. Apparently, I mean, it's all what seems to be, and none of that is real, none of that happens to someone, but most people are never really the same afterwards.
Yeah. When it ruins what the idea was.
Well, in the end, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
Well, can be quite destructive. That's why for some people a real time of struggle starts after that. Can be. Just have to. Because the whole sense of reality may be shaken up without really killing it completely. And then it can be very irritating.
yeah. Feels like the control is one of the, well, I almost want to say last things, that's a bit of an assumption, but the control is like yeah, it's alright, and when it's not alright, it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
It feels like really like a pinch, because earlier I was just thinking, yeah, get Andreas to autograph the book, and like this. It's all innocent stuff, really. And then it came as this desire, and I was just like, no! no, don't, you must control it. Like,
well,
unbearable,
yeah.
ridiculous. Like, it was almost the only thing that's unbearable was like repulsion at desire or something.
Well, it all goes together in the end. There's me and seeking and
Yeah. Don't seek is like don't seek.
yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But other kind of seeking or whatever don't care.
Yeah.
When it's unacceptable, it's just unacceptable. You say there's no, you can't accept it. It's completely fake.
Mm.
Trying to accept, it's just
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, in a way, I mean, in a way, one could describe this seeking dynamic really as, what did you say? Desire and
Repulsion.
Repulsion.
Desire.
the need to go out. But if this would be total, it would mean death. To follow one's desire totally, so to speak.
No self-consciousness.
Exactly.
Well, you might be left
Totally
with
without.
self-consciousness. And
But
that's
then
bad.
suddenly, oh no, hold me back. I just have to be me. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like a movement out of the body.
Kinda
like a little
forward.
kind of movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't know.
Yeah, the desire for oneness. Don't follow it completely. It
Yeah.
would mean death.
Maybe that's behind it. Yeah.
Don't know. That's how it felt.
So if you were just in a prison cell, how would you feel?
This would probably feel, I don't know actually, quite bad. I don't know. Depends. Would there be Wi-Fi?
I'll explain. It'll be bread and water every day.
I have no idea. Well, well, there is no need to become a fulfilled me. That drops completely. But the body can, it might look like suffering.
Would there be wanting to be happier?
So I don't have the expectation that I should be happy imprisoned in a small cell with bread and water. Oh, there would be what there is, and how this is in a prison cell with bread and water. I've no idea how that is, but it's probably not superhuman.
When you said would there be Wi-Fi, is that because you were thinking of doing Zoom meetings from prison?
I could work, I could do my whole life actually
You
from
could
this
do
prison.
Zoom meetings all day. You could do Zoom meetings all day, every day.
Yeah.
I'll be your only visitor.
And I
Andreas,
don't,
you've got the same visitor
and
again
I
today.
don't even need an excuse for not going out today. You can have your 1 hour walk on the outside. That's okay. I'm fine. Thanks.
So you wouldn't be planning little ways to make your life better?
Oh, who knows? Oh, well, I wouldn't be planning them. They would, the body, it sounds a bit theoretical now, but the body would just do what it can, of course. Of course, the thing is that there just wouldn't be the illusion that it serves a me trying to find personal fulfillment. But what we talk about doesn't need a body that's accepting everything, kind of sitting in a meditative pose in this cell and enjoying silence or whatever. No, there just would be what there is and how this is. It's unpredictable. But there wouldn't be this seeking, this inner seeking to find this inner experience of now I can be here in this cell happily. That's the only illusion in the end. Is this question, how can I also become a happy me in this situation? What's my inner answer to that? That's just not necessary. But of course, I assume this will, react. Like this reacts to everything, to wind, to rain, to sunshine, to other bodies. There's a constant apparent reaction to everything, to every circumstance. In the end, because they are completely undivided, but I don't expect anything special to be going on here.
Is everything simply a reaction?
Oh, well, you can't say, because this idea of reaction in the end already happens in time, so it's just what seems to be happening. So.
How was the behavior different once there was no body?
I don't know. It's indescribable.
Got a more hopeful part of the glimpse.
Yeah.
When there was no reality, suddenly there was melting, and it was kind of like melting into love, maybe, but it never happened. It never completed. It was just going into.
There's just the centre of that.
As if, the
The
centre
potential
melted,
of that.
and then like ooh, and then you could say if you wanted to label it was love-ish direction.
Yeah.
But then by that time, then you can't say anything about anything. It's just.
Mm.
And then just, of course, it makes no sense coming back because you're like, well, I'm walking now. There's a story, it's all solid and real, I know what's going on. And it bears no relation really to
Not at all.
the melting thing. It's like,
No, yeah.
okay. So it doesn't go in any direction, does it? It's not like,
Not at all.
oh, I melted, so now I'm really close. It's like,
I'm close, or this is where I'm heading
Yeah.
towards now, or now
it
I'm
doesn't even go in
focused,
time, there's no fucking time for it.
It's just, in that sense, it's two completely different realities that never meet.
Yeah.
And you can't use it, as I said, as a direction. The me would love to have something now. Okay, from now on, I focus on this melting stuff. From now on, I just go on melting into love.
Especially if you remember shit stuff sometimes. I'm going to remember shit stuff. No, why am I doing this? Things like that happen. It's not controlled by anything.
None of it. Yeah, it's quite wild. Alright, so I think that's it. There's no message or teaching or any kind of useful suggestion from my side. All there is what seems to be happening, and that's just naturally itself. It's just this, and in a way one could say it includes everything. There's nothing outside of what happens, so everything is that. And this, by being itself, is just naturally whole and complete. And it's sitting here, and it's getting up, and it's all that seems to follow. It's just itself, and it's naturally whole and complete. That's it. Thank you very much for this lovely weekend. Thank you.